Hi friends, today I'll be reviewing certain kids smartwatches, GPS based smartwatches, and let me go into the history of a little bit into the history of the watches which I have been using for my kids. Earlier, 3 to 4 years back, I used this IoTex kids smartwatch, and this was a pretty sturdy and pretty durable smartwatch with calling and GPS tracking facility, but no video facility into it. And it was a 2G based smartwatch. It was a pretty good watch, and my kid loved this watch, and very easy to use. And after that, because the company stopped providing services for this particular watch in terms of GPS tracking, but calling facility was okay, so I shifted to another watch 1 year back, and that was this Alcatel smartwatch, Alcatel Kids smartwatch, which was having a calling facility as well as GPS facility. Both of them were available on this watch, and this watch was also pretty good, though sometimes tracking was a bit weird, a bit haywire, but I would give the benefit of doubt considering the price tag. It was quite cheap. I guess it was somewhere around about um, $30. Yeah, $30. This watch was somewhere around about $30. uh, and this watch, which I had earlier bought, was even less than $30 3 to 4 years back. So as it was not having a 3G cam, and the tracking was a little bit weird. My kids, I wanted some good option for this, so I banked on the new watch which was available in the market. And I was not knowing anything about these watches, and these watches are the Dokiwatch S, which I very recently bought for my kids, for my son and for my daughter, so that they can keep in touch, and we can track them anywhere they go. So I would like to review these two watches, and after that I would give you the summary of what parents should do and what parents should not do in terms of the smart watches, and which are having GPS facility. So first of all, let me unbox this one of these watches. Let me unbox this blue watch, because both are the same. I will unbox one of these watches. So though I have already unboxed it, but for the benefit of the viewers, I will be doing it again, and I have already installed SIM inside it. So let me unbox it. This is the Dokiwatch S. I'll be opening the blue watch. This is the Dokiwatch S, the blue watch, and this is the watch. And let me see what is inside, and after that I will just show you this watch. There's a pin opener there. Okay, this is the opener, basically, the SIM tray opener, which you will have to use, insert it, and open the SIM tray to insert the SIM, which I had done it earlier. And it's having a quick start guide inside it, and what's this, easy setup guide as well. And there's a box inside it, and it's having a USB charging cable inside it. You can see it's a pretty good wire, considering that other smart watches don't have this kind of a quality in their USB cable, and the quality of the cable is good. Let me keep it aside. And this is the packing which you get, and this is a quite nice packing. And I received this watch on 16th of December 2018, and till then I have been using it. It have been quite a few days now. I have been using both of these watches. So let me start. Let me switch on this watch, the blue watch, and keep the other things aside. So you can see this is the Doki smartwatch. As you can see, Doki smartwatch, and let me switch it on. Yeah, here you go. This is the switch on button. You have to press it for 3 to 4 seconds, and it switches on. Here you go. You can see the it's starting detecting the SIM card, and yeah, it has now asking for the to press this. This is a touch watch to start it. Yes, there you go. Yeah, here you go. It has now started, and it's showing the time and the date and day and everything on this particular screen. This is a touch screen, and you can see you can slide this touch screen like this. Like this, you can slide the touch screen. It's a smooth touch screen, I would say. So I have pre-installed a SIM card into this. So let me quickly go into the pros and cons of this particular watch, this Dokiwatch. First of all, let me go into the pros, and this is quite a sturdy and a nicely built watch for the kids. It has got a smooth wrist and a very what I feel, it's a very durable kind of a watch. Your kid would love to have this. Even my kid, he loves to wear this round and showing it off to his friends. And build wise, thumbs up. It's a good watch, you can see. And feel wise, it's an incredible watch. If you have to touch it, you can feel the quality of this particular watch. It has a nice bright display which the kids love. The touch screen is fabulous. You can see the touchscreen is fabulous. Voice quality is good. Considering I have used a few kids smartwatches. This has got a good speaker. You can the kid can hear you very clearly. That was not the case with this Alcatel smartwatch. It was having a little bit speaker issue, but considering the price range, it's good. And this particular Doki watch is quite a, it's expensive. It's around about $100 plus, so more than $100. So considering that, the sound quality had to be good. So that there's no surprise in that. So when you come across the other features of this watch, this particular watch is heavily feature driven, and it's the features on very heavy sides, like the 3G cam. The cam is there. You can see the cam. Here you go. You can see the cam here on the top of this, and here you go. Here, yeah. Here's the cam. You can see that though the cam quality is not that good, but but for kids, okay, but they feel fine with this quality of camera. But for video calling, this is a little bit tricky, because when you do a video calling from this particular watch, it's not clear, and it doesn't come through very clearly. So sometimes it connects, and sometimes it connects, and sometimes it does not connect. So when we talk about the negatives of this particular watch, well, I should say that there are few negatives about this watch, which I have been observing from the last so many days, and I would one by one go through all these negatives of this watch for benefit of all the parents who are thinking of buying this Doki watch. For those, I would like to go across these negatives of this watch. The first biggest negative which I find out is the battery life of this particular watch. Because this is a 3G watch, so it consumes a lot of battery in a short duration of time. And don't expect more than 3 to 4 hours of calling or video. Maximum 3 hours. I won't go for 4 hours, because I have been charging it twice or thrice a day. So it's not always possible to charge when you put this watch in your kid's hand. It's not always possible to charge it 3 to 4 times a day. So battery life, a big no. It has got a very poor battery life. It should have been wear it and forget it type of a watch, considering that kids go out quite often. So I won't give it a very good rating in terms of battery life. Secondly, the video calling is bad. It's pathetic. I don't know why. Maybe there's some software issue or hardware issue in this watch. The video calling is not that good. When you call to the app from this watch, it really goes. So I would say out of 10, it will go one time or 2 times it go through, and for a few seconds or video hangs or something like that happens. And when you call from the app, so same thing happens again. It doesn't work. So 3G, if you're thinking of buying this watch for 3G purposes, that video calling purpose, that you will do video calling with your kids, so forget that. It's not going to work that way. Now about the location tracking. it's very tough to locate, this watch, on the app. I don't know whether it's a problem with the app or this watch, but tracking is really very bad. When I click that on the app, on the tracking app, so it takes a lot of time to track. Sometimes it tracks, sometimes it doesn't track. So I get really frustrated and annoyed with the tracking part of it. So it doesn't track. It doesn't track that fine. It doesn't track that like you would say, okay, you cannot rely on this watch for tracking purpose, basically. And the third point is the camera. Camera is obviously very poor. It's not working fine. It's not doing the calling because the quality of camera is low. So camera wise, it's not that good as well. And as I said, that the battery life is very poor. What happens, which I felt during the usage of this watch, it heats up quite fast. Although they have provided some heat. You can see that there's a heat shield on it. That's a kind of plastic sticky sheet. They have provided that to put it on here. But when you call it, simply when you do call from this watch, it heats up and eats a lot of battery. The main issue, battery. I'm really concerned about this, and I would definitely recommend the Doki guys to look into the battery issue of this watch, and certain other issues which I had just pointed out. And the heating issue, sometimes when the kid wears this watch on their wrist, they say, my kid used to say, Papa, this is very hot. Dad, this is really very hot. And even by simple calling, this gets hot. This watch gets hot. So that is the point. That's a very negative point, I would say. And surprisingly, one more thing I would like to share with you guys is that on 20th December 2018, this watch, my daughter's watch, this pink watch, completely froze. It was not working. It was only showing position upload succeeded, and the same screen was retained there, and it was not switching off. It was not doing anything else. And for 2 days, because it was completely frozen, and after 2 days, when the battery died in that position, after not after 2 days, after 24 hours, when the battery died, so then I recharged, and then I could again use this watch. So software was, there is some issue, battery is not good, and the camera is not worth all this bucks you pay for this particular watch. And tracking, it's not that great, I would say. So it's your call. You have to take the call. If any parent is willing to or wishing to invest this much amount in the kids watch, so for their safety of their kids, so better try something else, I would say. But I would definitely, out of these 3 watches which I have used, I would definitely give number 1 to this IoTeX watch. This has been a great watch. I wish the company had not stopped functioning, and this was a fabulous watch. This Alcatel watch, considering the price tag, I would say this is better watch. But when I go to this Doki watch, I am deeply disappointed with this watch, considering the price tag, right? They need to improve this watch if they want to attract more parents to buy this watch. Otherwise, for me, this watch is a big no. And thank you for watching my video. In case of any questions, you can post on my timeline. Thank you so much.